tires on the grid tonight. Dash lights glow in the quiet light. Helmets down, the pulse is high. A new season waiting for the green to fly. Kick drum rolling hard in time. Every driver on the line. One more year, one more fight. Eyes ahead into the lights. Breathing for the ram's race. 30 cars and sharpened eyes. Hold the clutch, hold the line. Everything rides on the side. Green lights go and the world ignites. Engines screaming through the night. Every lap we chase the line. This is our season, this is our time. From the grid to the final turn. Every inch of speed we earn. Hold it flat, feel the climb. This is our season, this is our time. Cold air rushing through the bends. Mirrors full of rivals and friends. Every corner writes the page. Another chapter on the stage. Feel the grip, feel the flow. Trust the line and let it go. Every lap a chance to climb. Every second on the line. Green lights go and the world ignites. Engines screaming through the night. Every lap we chase the line. This is our season, this is our time. From the grid to the final turn. Every inch of speed we earn. Hold it flat, feel the climb. This is our season, this is our time. Lights fade out, the crowd is gone. But the season rolls on and on. Next race waiting down the line. Another shot at the perfect time. Green lights go and the world ignites. Engines screaming through the night. Every lap we chase the line. This is our season, tires on the grid tonight. Dash lights glow in the quiet light. Helmets down, the pulse is high. A new season waiting for the green to fly. Kick drum rolling hard in time. Every driver on the line. One more year, one more fight. Eyes ahead into the lights. Breathing for the revs rise. Fighting cars and sharpened eyes. Hold the clutch, hold the line. Everything rides on the side. Green lights go when the world ignites. Engines screaming through the night. Every lap we chase the line. This is our season, this is our time. From the grid to the final turn. Every inch of speed we earn. Hold it flat, feel the climb. This is our season, this is our time. Cold air rushing through the bends. Mirrors full of rivals and friends. Every corner writes the page. Another chapter on the stage. Feel the grip, feel the flow. Trust the line and let it go. Every lap a chance to climb. Every second on the line. Green lights go when the world ignites. Engines screaming through the night. Every lap we chase the line. This is our season, this is our time. From the grid to the final turn. Every inch of speed we earn. Hold it flat, feel the climb. This is our season, this is our time. Lights fade out, the crowd is gone. But the season rolls on and on. Next race waiting down the line.
And a very big hello, everybody, wherever you might be listening. Hope you're doing well. Welcome along to another round of the Formula V Trophy Series. Should be an absolute extreme one. This one, we're racing on an oval circuit here today. Thompson Motorsport Park. There are the details. It's 18 degrees Celsius, 45% relative humidity. Cloudy conditions, as you can see. No wind to speak of. And it's a circuit that's been used for many, many years. Way back in the 1940s, it all kicked off. It's only 0.85 of a kilometre in length. It's situated, of course, in the United States of America, and we are just about to get underway with qualifying, so it's about to get absolutely hectic. Should be a fun one. Already the cars are out on the circuit getting ready for their qualifying session. We've got 4 minutes, or if you like, a warm-up lap and 2 runs. Gabinski straight away puts in a fast first sector. Let's check him out, and comes to a halt. Thiessen goes to the top of the time list. Leave Hellberg. Then we've got Sean Gabinski and Robbie Wright. Todd Wakefield, during practice a few moments ago, was super, super quick, this man. He was absolutely on fire. So we're expecting big things out of him from this session. Championship points coming into this one. It's quite interesting indeed. Let's have a look at the way this championship is at the moment. I've been working on these graphics. Not 100% perfect yet, but we're getting there. Alexander Bugersrud leads the championship on 513. Rob's already taken out drop rounds from these results. Eric Lancheres behind on 487. Then Robbie Wright. Kabinski on 414. And Christopher Cassiano rounds out the top 10 there. And down towards the back of the pack, Zach Plum, who hasn't raced too much this season, and Michael Thiessen, who we just saw out on track just a few moments ago. So qualifying now well and truly underway, and a big, big lose there for Todd Wakefield. I don't know if he did that on purpose or not. Eric Lancheres goes to the top of the timesheets. That'll help move him from second to first if all goes according to plan this week. Nathan Maroney is out on track at the moment. No, he's just completed his lap. Who's out there? Christopher Cassiano? No. In fact, they're all sitting down in pit lane at the moment. In fact, there's one car just coming out onto the track to start a second run in qualifying. So they're the times to beat at the moment. There we go. Schneider, Edward Schneider sits there in 12th spot. Schmidt just in front of him. There's the 700 car making his way around the track. Eric Lancheres, let's go for a ride on board with him for this qualifying. Looks like he's just done his warm-up lap, so this will be his push. 22.944 is the time to beat. 22.944 for Eric, who currently sits top of the pops. You can hear the tyres protesting. What does he pick up that time around? 22.932. So does improve. Does improve. Nobody else out there pushing too hard at the moment. It's the only other runner out on the track, Michael Schmidt. And he's pulled off to the side of the track. So we are done and dusted with qualifying. That's the way they're going to shape up by the looks of things. Robbie Wright. In second spot, Todd Wakefield, Michael Thiessen, Nathan Maroney, Sean Kabinski, Leif Hellberg. Then you go back to Chris Cassiano, further back than we expected to see him. Stephen Bryan. Then we go to Thomas Tucker, Michael Schmidt, and Ed Schneider rounding out the field. Now, David Gerard hasn't qualified. Rodrigo Tostes hasn't qualified. Not sure what's going on there.
Race fully inverted.
Okay, so we've got inverted races today. It should be interesting. Here is your official grid. Eric Lancheres on pole, Robbie, Todd, Michael, Nathan, Sean, Leif, Christopher Cassiano, Stephen, Thomas, Michael, and Edward round out the top 10. So let's stand by to go racing. Should be a fun time. Cars starting to take their grid positions, already out on the track. There's Robbie Wright getting ready for this one. All bar Eric. Now there's Eric in position. And the revs start to build. The lights are about to come on. So let's see how we go. Here at Thompson Motorsport Park, the first heat about to get underway. Safety car is leading them around. Am I correct? Yes. So they've got a rolling start. Love it. Love it. I forgot about the rolling starts that we have on ovals, so let's see how they go. Let's go, just for fun. David Gerard's at the back of the pack. Let's watch from his perspective for a few moments. That's what he's seen. A stack of cars in front of him that he needs to overtake. Pit Bits, of course, a long-time YouTuber. Nathan Maroney, also the Aussie Simmer. Check his YouTube out. He's into not just iRacing, but also into Farming Simulator 2025 for those that want something a bit more chill than the high-speed action. You can check that out online as well. Oh, already somebody's gone. Thomas Tucker. What happened with him? What happened with him? It hasn't come up as an incident on my... Oh, hang on a sec. We might be able to get a quick look at it. Let's go. Let's rewind it a touch and see if he was given a helping hand. Well, he was. Just the smallest amount of contact. Just the smallest amount of contact. Now we go green. Lights off and we're underway up at the pointy end of the field. Eric Lancheres leads them through turn one. Contact. I think Kabinski and Todd Wakefield, or Cassiano and Todd Wakefield had a bit of a coming together there. Only a slight touch. Now Kabinski looks up the inside of Robbie Wright to try and take second, and a spinner in the background off into the boondocks. That is, I'm trying to work out who it is. It's all over the place. Tucker. Thomas Tucker it is, in fact. Wow. So crazy first lap, and already Eric Lancheres has given himself just a little bit of a gap. Robbie Wright under pressure at the moment from Kabinski. Right behind Kabinski, it's Cassiano who looks to want to go forward as well. We've had with Michael Thiessen having a crash. That may have been who we saw earlier. Let's check it out. This is the replay. Yeah, it may have been Michael that we saw in the background. So if I misidentified anyone, I apologise profusely. There's a great little dice. Cassiano at the moment trying to find his way past Kabinski. Looks up the inside for this third spot. Maroney comes into the fight as well. Maroney in the 49. Oh, his team sponsor. Forget that. Eric Lancheres leading the pack, but he doesn't have a gap at the moment. It's a slipstreamer. And Robbie Wright sitting right behind to keep him honest. What can he do? Cassiano now having a go at Kabinski. Gets down the inside. Maroney wants a piece of the action. Oh, they very, very close, those two. Very, very close. Sean Kabinski's just got his beak in front, but Cassiano keen to get on with it. And right behind Nathan Maroney, Todd Wakefield is in this fight as well. The rest of them seem to have fallen off the back of the pack. Now, there goes Cassiano. Gets the overtaking manoeuvre. Almost done. Almost three wide there. I've got another replay to show you, but I'm scared to jump off this. Okay, we've got the chance. Let's do it. Here's Leif Hellberg on your screen at the moment. What happened with Leif? Just lost it on his own, unfortunately, and around he goes. So it's on for young and old at the moment. Race leader Lancheres under pressure at the moment from Robbie Wright, who's trying to find a way past. Can he do it? Or is he just biding his time? He's getting a good slipstream, though. We go back to Kabinski back there in third with this gaggle of cars right behind. This is where the action is at the moment. Cassiano down the inside. Does he get it done this time around? He's certainly trying. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. So this one, I think, is going to go right down to the checkered flag. There's Cassiano. Let's check it out from Nathan's viewpoint. Looks to the inside. I think he's just biding his time, Nath. Whoa, almost runs wide and hits the wall. Has that allowed Todd into the fight? Here's what Todd's seeing. Unbelievable. Great racing between these guys. There's the splits for you on your screen at the bottom in the centre to give you an idea of who's doing quick laps and who's not. No change up front. Still Lancheres leading the way. Robbie is having a look here and there. Todd taking a wide line here to see if he can get, I think, potentially wash off a little bit of speed just to sit here and bide his time until we get close to the end. We're only a third of the way through this race. Now, behind him, we've got Schmidt back there in seventh spot, having a lonely old drive at the moment. It's all the way back to Stephen Bryan back there in eighth spot. Then we go back to Rodrigo Tostes. Michael Thiessen, at least having a little bit of a battle here. Schneider all over the back of him at the moment. David Gerard in that mix as well. Christopher Cassiano holds down third at the moment and looks like he started to pull away a little bit. Yep, he certainly has over Gabinski, who can't go with them. Todd Wakefield has got round Nathan Maroney and is moving his way forward. The 95 car moves up into fifth spot outright as he tries to set sights on climbing that elevator, and he's got a run on Gabinski here. A really good slipstream down that straight. Turns it in, runs a little bit wide, whether that's by choice or not. Now gets a great launch out of the corner, tags the wall. That compromises him, but he doesn't care. Looks to the inside. Runs side by side with Sean Gabinski. Onto the backstretch. Maroney wants back in the fight. He gets a great run. Nice slipstream there. He's on the outside and he's trying to hold it. Onto the start-finish straight they come. Maroney gets that spot back. Wakefield doesn't fight too hard. Good racing between these guys. No one doing anything naughty or creating any issues. And now the top three. Have a look at this. They are congested. They are absolutely congested at the moment. Eric Lancheres leads the way. Robbie Wright with the fastest lap at 23.02. Said a couple of laps ago. And Christopher Cassiano right in the fight as well. Cassiano a little bit loose as he turned the car in. It wanted to protest. Once again, Robbie Wright. He could have had a go there. He's backed out, so he's playing the game. He's playing the game. Then we go back to this enthralling battle with Gabinski. Maroney looks like he just tagged the back of him and looped him around. Sean Gabinski had an off track. Let's go back and check that out. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like the momentum shifted. Whether there was an issue, or it looks like he may have just been a little bit slow. Not trying to be too defensive for Nathan. He'll rue that. But unfortunately, Gabinski now finds himself down there in sixth spot. Lancheres now under attack as Robbie Wright tries to find a way past. And they're tagged. And Cassiano's around. It's all happening. The top three have just been taken out of the first race. Incredible. Todd Wakefield goes through to take the race lead. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Is that Gabinski still... who was that on the roof of his car? Somebody was still upside down there as we went down the back. That was huge. The top three gone. Todd Wakefield has taken the race lead and a huge gap, nearly 2 seconds, back to Michael Schmidt, who's going to pick up enormous points here. Go, you good thing. Sean Gabinski manages to survive it all. He's still going in third. Then a gaggle of cars. You've got Stephen Bryan, Nathan Maroney still in the fight in fifth. He's got Eric Lancheres with him. So Eric's managed to live to play another day and now has it all to do. So the day that he comes in and Alexander's not here and he can close that gap in the championship, in the first heat, it's gone absolutely berserk. But don't forget, the final race is the one where we have all of the points up for grabs. Split points for the first couple of races, scaling up as we get closer to the feature race on the program. Eric Lancheres working on sixth spot on the back of Nathan Maroney, and Maroney can't get past Stephen at the moment, who's doing an awesome job. Now, Lancheres looks down the inside of Maroney. Almost three wide between this lot. Maroney decides to get on with it. He gets a run on Stephen. Sticks his nose down the inside. Can he hold the position? Looking solid at the moment. No. A great run by the 18 car. Under massive pressure at the moment. Lazy Lizard Racing. I love the name. Lazy Lizard Racing. I don't think he's being so lazy at the moment. I bet he is sweating because Eric Lancheres gets a run alongside. Eric looks to try and go through. Can he make it work? No, not this time around. So captivating racing between these three. Wakefield's still out there on his own. pulling away. Robbie Wright back out on track in 14th spot. He's now a lapped car. Eric Lancheres up the inside of Nathan Maroney. Can't get past. Great little dice. Let's go to Stephen's point of view. Have a look back. This is the closest battle that we have out on track at the moment for 4th, 5th and 6th. Oh, touch from Lancheres and Maroney. Maroney almost loses it. How the hell did he hold on to that? A great job. The checkered flag has come out though. Todd Wakefield is going to take the victory. Well done to him. Schmidt comes down across the line in second. Gabinski's going to finish third. Then Stephen Bryan is going to finish in fourth. His best result. Eric Lancheres. Then we go back to Nathan Maroney. Michael Thiessen, does he cross the line? Oh, Robbie Wright gets out of this one. Thiessen comes onto the start finish straight. He's crossed the line. David Gerard up into 8th. Schneider in 9th. Tostes 10th. And Thomas Tucker rounds out the top 10. Top 11, in fact. So there you have it. Oh, what an extraordinary race that turned out to be.
1 minute to grid.
1 minute to grid. Just recapping, if you've just joined us, this is where we are looking at for this one. It's a reverse grid. Robbie Wright will start from pole. Leif Hellberg, Chris Cassiano, Thomas Tucker, Rodrigo Tostes, Ed Schneider, David Gerard, Michael Thiessen, Nathan Maroney, Eric Lancheres, Stephen Bryan, Sean Gabinski. Then we go further back. No, that's the lot of them, in fact. So that's the way we're going to line up for this one. Smallish field here today. The grid is almost set. Robbie Wright, your pole sitter. Safety car out on track, ready to lead them around on this warm-up lap. This is the consolation. It's going to be an interesting one. I thought there might be more slipstreaming and more overtaking, but it doesn't appear to be that way here. Usually on oval tracks, it's non-stop overtaking, but didn't pan out that way. Now, Eric Lancheres is down there towards the back part of the pack, and he'll be desperately looking to try and find his way forward. So let's ride with him. Stephen Bryan, who was brilliant in that previous one. The pressure was on him from start to finish, and he kept it all together and picked up very valuable championship points. Eric Lancheres gets very, very close to the back of Michael Thiessen there. Gabinski in behind him. We're waiting for it. Safety car about to pull off the track. Down the back stretch, as they say in the United States, they go. Why is it not a straight? I don't know. Because they're Americans, they've got to be different. Ooh, that'll upset some of our drivers. Safety car pulls off, or pace car pulls off. We're waiting to go, and I think Robbie Wright's got a brilliant jump here. He timed it absolutely perfectly. He went like a bat out of hell and left the car that was sitting right alongside him in its wake. David Gerard up there. Look at Lancheres. He's got a battle and a half on. He's actually lost a spot. And here comes Todd Wakefield as well to get up behind him. Up in front, big contact there. Big contact over the top and out of the game. Goes quite a few. Lancheres caught up in that too. So Gabinski's had an off track. Let's see from his perspective what happened. Oh, looks like there may have been contact here. Let's see. Yeah, oh no, he's done it on his own, trying to avoid the crash that was going on up in front. Now, in that battle, you had Stephen Bryan. Let's look forward from his position. Yeah, unfortunately, one of the cars just lost it on his own, and it all got ugly. Really hard to pick up who they are, to be fair. Who else do we have in that? Sean Gabinski. We saw his issue, but let's go back to the live racing and see where they're at the moment. Out in front, leading the way, Robbie Wright. over Christopher Cassiano, Rodrigo Tostes, David Gerard in 4th spot, Leif Hellberg in 5th, Nathan Maroney in behind him, and he's got Todd Wakefield in close company yet again. So David Gerard finds his way forward. He's up into the top 3, having a much better run here this time around. Rodrigo goes back to the slipstream, goes to the outside. Can't find a way through. Hellberg sitting there waiting to pounce as well. Maroney has got Todd Wakefield all over the back of him, and those two have touched. Contact. Nathan holds on to it. Todd's gone around. I missed what Todd said there, but now look at this. Michael Schmidt with a great run on Maroney. Can't make it count. May have even backed out of it and elected to sit behind him and see if they can catch this gaggle up in front. No words from Nathan on the radio. I wonder if he's got a radio band. Just asking for a friend, right? Here's one of Boydo's bandits according to his team, so that would go to figure. There's Robbie Wright leading the way. Christopher Cassiano, 23:04.5 is the fastest lap of the race. Wow, that was crazy. There were so many cars in that, and not all of them came up on my pit lane on my indicator, which was bizarre. Not sure what that's about. Cassiano gets loose. Almost run into the back of Robbie Wright. Had to get out of it. That's cost him some time. Now Rodrigo on the radio. He's under pressure at the moment from Leith. Well, I think he's playing the smart games, just sitting back there waiting, seeing if Rodrigo can stay with these guys or close the gap to this slipstream. Let's have a look at the battle box. The gap up in front to David Gerard is within a second, so definitely in the strip. No, he's not going to wait. Leith's come through, and he's picked up another spot. Looks to have pace too. So GG to him. Is Rodrigo going to fight back, or is he going to sit there and be patient? The gap to David Gerard is 0.8, 0.9 of a second now, so they need to stop fighting. Cassiano looks to the inside of Robbie Wright for the race lead. Gets the overtaking manoeuvre done. Robbie didn't fight too hard. It's happy to sit there in the slip. And believe it or not, we don't have a third of this race over yet. And Gabinski is the car you can see further up the track. And he's under threat for being lapped. Cassiano runs wide, just tags the rear right on the wall. Slows his momentum a little bit, allows Robbie to get a run. They're side by side at the moment. David Gerard coming into this fight as well, the Pitbits pilot. This is Schneider further up the track. And he's got Todd Wakefield behind. He was the car that I was picked up that went over the wall. He went over the wall. That was the one I was trying to identify in those first couple of laps that got launched into the ether. Now what can Gerard do? He's got these cars up in front. He's right in the slipstream, a perfect situation for him. Nothing he can do about it at the moment. And I don't think he's trying, to be fair. I think he's just happy to sit there and see how it plays out. There's Leif back there in 4th spot. He's now almost got a 1 second gap to Rodrigo, so he's left him in his wake. But David Gerard has done the same to Hellberg. Rodrigo, Maroney, still with company. Michael Schmidt staying right with him, doing an awesome job. And Maroney can't bridge this 2.2 second gap to Rodrigo Tostes. Eric Lancheres out there on his lonesome as well. Man who sits second in the championship and could potentially, at the end of today, elevate himself up one spot. But he's just not having a day. He is not having a day. Todd Wakefield on the radio. There he is, getting an overtaking manoeuvre done. Michael Thiessen doesn't fight it too hard. It's now when the slip gets up very close to the back end of Todd. He'll be more than happy not to be tagged. Cassiano leads the race at the moment. He's got Robbie Wright sitting right behind, then David Gerard. They're the top three, still within contention of taking out this race. Just over the 1/3 distance in the consolation, and they are closing this gap to Sean Gabinski up in front. Don't know if they can catch him by the end of the race, but time will tell. No movement up front. Everybody biding their time at the moment. More than happy and content to sit in position. The Pit Bits pilot, who's had a couple of tough rounds, David. They haven't gone his way, but finds himself sitting perfectly at the moment to potentially take out a race win, but needs to get around Chris Cassiano and Robbie Wright in order to do that. That's not going to be the easiest task. You can guarantee that. Cassiano under pressure. Robbie Wright looms up behind him. Bit of Blinky Bill going on here. Oh, Robbie Wright tags the wall. Just runs a little bit wide. We've got a great angle of that. You could see just in the turn. Oh, wow, Chris is having some issues, or maybe I'm having issues. One of us is. Doesn't look good. Let's hope the broadcast keeps going. So, just outside. Let's go back and check. There's Leif Hellberg in fourth. Rodrigo close enough, but has fallen out of the slipstream. Maroney has made up a mile of ground. Nathan Maroney. He's now 1.2 seconds behind Rodrigo. And closing the gap each and every lap. Nathan, a 23.3 the previous lap, a 23.6 for Rodrigo. So, theoretically, within 2 laps, he should be close enough to make life a little bit of a drama for Rodrigo. And at the moment, the front three aren't doing much. You can just see them on the bank, off in the distance. But Nathan's the one who's making ground. He's now almost back in the slipstream. Loses a little bit of time through that turn as he pushes to try and bridge this gap. Very tight. Gets right within that 1 second range. Right within that 1 second range. Can he do it? Can he find a way to close this gap and get up behind him? Gee, it doesn't like that camera. What's going on? Okay, we'll stay away from that. For some reason, it doesn't like the low shots, which is unusual. But now he's in the slipstream. He's within 0.9 of Rodrigo. So he'll try and bridge this gap and see if he can elevate himself at least up into 5th. Now, what's happening with Len Cherez further back in the pack? He has Schmidt in front of him, but 2.5 seconds down the track. And there's the white flag. There's the white flag. So Christopher Cassiano just needs to hang on to this one. He has lap traffic in front of him. It looks like Gabinski may have inadvertently balked him. So it's on for young and old. Down across the straight they come, and no, here's a happy camper. He's taken the victory over Robbie Wright in second, David Gerard in third, Leif Hellberg in fourth. Then we go back to Rodrigo Tostes. Maroney couldn't catch him. Then we go back to Schmidt. He's crossed the line. Eric Lancheres in 8th spot. Then Todd Wakefield. Gee, for a man who's got so much pace, he's having a shocker, unfortunately. Michael Thiessen, Stephen Bryan, Gabinski will finish in 12th. Ed Schneider and Thomas rounds out the 14. Waiting for Robbie Wright.
50 seconds to grid.
50 seconds to grid from the boss man. Let's take a look at that grid for you. Cassiano will start from pole position. Robbie Wright alongside David Gerard, Leif Hellberg, Rodrigo Tostes, Nathan Maroney, Michael Schmidt, Eric Lancheres, Todd Wakefield, Michael Thiessen, Stephen Bryan, and Sean Gabinski rounding out the field. So plenty to be done here. Plenty to be done. This is the feature race, the final run. If you've just joined us, we are at Thompson Motorsport Park. Here is the track that they're on as we get ready to go around behind the safety car. Temperature hasn't changed. Still partly cloudy, but mostly sun out there. And it's just under a mile in width. Okay, safety car leads them off. Christopher Cassiano, your pole sitter. Robbie Wright alongside. Leif Hellberg and David Gerard will be hoping for a big one. Rodrigo Tostes, Maroney alongside him. Then we go back to Michael Schmidt, Eric Lancheres. Now Cassiano gets right up behind the safety car. Give me a break. You got an issue? You having a chat to the driver? Oh, he's earning a little bit. He's gone straight through the safety car. What? I think he's trying to do, he's got one of those squeegees and wants to clean the windscreen and see if he can pick up $1. That might be what's going on. Now further back in the pack, drivers trying to warm up their tyres. Thomas Tucker sits back there. On the inside of him, Ed Schneider. Or Snyder, because he's an Aussie. Or Anglo-Saxonise it. Christopher Cassiano leading the pack, waiting for the safety car to pull off. I think we'll stay high for this one. We'll stay with the blimp. And I'm going to drop back a bit. Safety car off. The revs build and off they go. Cassiano gets the jump. David Gerard with a good run too. He's almost alongside Robbie Wright. Rodrigo Tostes in behind or alongside him, to be more precise. Hellberg. Here comes Maroney. Gets a great run through turn one. Tries to push forward. Rodrigo's got the inside line. Nathan's happy to go the long way around. Almost 3 wide. Nathan had to back out of it there. Almost cost him onto the back straight. Eric Lancheres trying to make up spots as well. As we go forward, contact. Tostes gets into the side there of Hellberg and almost creates all sorts of dramas. Maroney had to pull out of it. Unfortunately for Hellberg, he's going to go all the way back because there's cars absolutely nose to tail. So just a bit of movement of cars under cold tyres has been very costly. That mid-pack battle there with Hellberg in it. In behind him, Michael Thiessen Kabinski trying to find his way forward. Stephen Bryan in that gaggle of cars as well. Wakefield on the radio. What's he in behind? In behind Nathan Maroney at the moment. That's what you want to do on the ovals. Go for the blimp shot. Maroney looks to the inside of Tostes, who's been a bugbear almost. This time gets through. Maroney has picked up a spot, and here comes Eric. He wants a piece of the action as well. Eric Lancheres looks to the inside. Can he make it work? No. At the moment, Rodrigo holds him out, so well done. Up front, Cassiano leading the way in the feature race. This is where the maximum championship points are. This is the one that counts. Lancheres tries to go wide and get a run on Rodrigo. Tags the wall as he comes down the back stretch. Takes the wide line. Rodrigo goes tight. Runs wide. So does Maroney. Maroney's tagged the wall. That's allowed Rodrigo back into the fight. He looks down the inside and he's going to almost get the overtaking maneuver done. Nathan just keeps the foot in the gas and manages to hold him out by the narrowest of margins. Unbelievable. Have a go at this up front. Cassiano under pressure from Robbie Wright as well. And David Gerard sitting right behind him. Eric Lancheres back there in fourth. Who was the other guy? It was Todd Wakefield, not Lancheres. My apologies, Eric, if you hear this. He's sitting there in fourth, collecting very valuable championship points for him. Wow, tough on an oval racetrack to commentate, I can assure you. Keeping track of who's who in the zoo. Not the easiest task in the world, but Eric sits there at the moment in behind this gaggle. It was Todd Wakefield, this car that I was looking at behind and assumed that it was Eric Lancheres because he made his way forward very quickly, Eric. Good for him. Now, Todd gets a run on Tostes. Does he get the overtaking maneuver done? I think he's far enough in front. No, Rodrigo getting a better run. Out of the turn. Todd sticks with it though. Now he's definitely got his car in front, can come across and pick up the line and move in behind Maroney, which is exactly what he does. Okay, now they've sorted themselves out. Let's stay up front. Cassiano, Robbie Wright, David Gerard, Eric Lancheres. They're the top four. Now that we've got it right. Robbie Wright going for the run. Wants to get past Cassiano. David Gerard trying to work out what he's going to do. Lancheres says now might be the time to strike. No, backs out of it. Sits in behind David Gerard. Maroney closing the gap. Getting closer. Still got a fair bit of ground to make up. Cassiano almost into the back of Robbie Wright. And Maroney is making up ground like it's no tomorrow. He's got that gaggle of cars of Todd Wakefield and Rodrigo sitting behind him. And they're allowing him to push now. Todd Wakefield having a big go down the inside of Maroney. No, he backs out of it. Robbie Wright's got his beak in front. Cassiano says, no, you don't. David Gerard's going to look to the inside now. Robbie Wright almost thinks about making it 3 wide. David Gerard gets a run down the inside of Robbie Wright. Lancheres sitting back, biding his time. We don't see this from Eric very often, do we? Eric sitting there at the moment, playing the waiting game. So often, Eric just wants to get on with it and lead these races. But today, here at the Oval, with 10 minutes left to go in this race, he's happy and content just to sit where he is. Now, Maroney's 1.1 behind, gets into the second range, does Nathan Maroney. Back of the car just snaps as we join him on the exit of that turn on the back stretch. But he's within striking distance, or almost now. That movement in the back of the car has cost him a touch. He's back out to 1.3 seconds as he tries to build the momentum again. Cassiano leading, and they're closing in on Michael Schmidt. I dare say they will catch him because they're doing it at a rate of knots. So this is about to get interesting. Big problems. A crash. Just as we come on board with Christopher Cassiano, his heart goes into his throat. Robbie Wright making mention. Robbie Wright's involved in the crash too. Let's see what happened. Oh, okay, Robbie got into the back of that battle. Now, let's see if we can pick up Michael Schmidt, was it? Yeah. Unfortunately, the one car just looped around and Michael's had nowhere to go, and the rest of the gaggle came through. Robbie Wright just tags him. Nathan Maroney almost gets tagged too. Todd Wakefield jumps out of the way super quick. Now, Cassiano still leads. We've got David Gerard into second spot. In behind Gerard, Eric Lancheres back to third. Nathan Maroney. But this has cost him as we go back to live racing action. In behind Maroney, long way back now to Rodrigo. Now, is Maroney in slip? No, that's cost him. That's cost him big time. So the battle now is on in earnest between these two. David Gerard from the UK, Eric Lancheres from Canada. Eric all over the back of him. Can he make the overtaking manoeuvre stick? At the moment, looks like he's just struggling to get a run on him. Got about 6 minutes left to go, 6.5 minutes left to go in this race. Here goes Eric, looks to the inside. David Gerard sees him coming, gives him space. The two make contact. David manages to hold on to it, but has lost the spot. Eric Lancheres goes forward. Oh my goodness, this is on for young and old. No wonder I'm having trouble keeping up. No wonder. So now he sets his sights on Chris Cassiano. Eric Lancheres looking to gain maximum points here today. He's in the slip of Cassiano. So there's only, 10 cars on the lead lap, 9 cars now on the lead lap. It has been action-packed. Gerard sits back there in third, then Maroney in fourth, and there's huge gaps. These two have been at it since the start of the race. Rodrigo Tostes and Leif Hellberg Leaf's sitting right behind at the moment, trying to work out where he's going to overtake. Laps ticking down. 6 minutes have flown by here. Only a couple of minutes left in this race. Cassiano leading the pack. So if Eric wants to do something, he has to do it quick. He is in the slipstream, but can't bridge the gap at the moment. I wonder if he had contact as well and has got mechanical damage. Surprised Chris Cassiano doesn't. He was like a ninja with those moves that he had to stay away from that crash. Came round the corner, there were cars everywhere. Now the gap down to 0.7 of a second. David Gerard has consolidated third. Maroney fourth. Rodrigo still having a great battle with Hellberg. Then we go back to Stephen Bryan, who's sitting right in this fight as well. And Sean Gabinski a long way back. Cassiano and Hellberg continue to clock up. A 10-minute long race. Won't be long before they get the white flag here. The gap down by 1/10 of a second by Leith Hellberg, but he's running out of time, and they've got battling cars up in front as well. Leith not getting it. There's the white flag, so there's one more lap to go. Christopher Cassiano's had an absolute blinder, and he'll pick up massive points here today. Out of the 3 races that have been absolute carnage, he's probably done it one of the best. He's already celebrating. Don't do that. Eric will bridge the gap. Eric's closing the gap too. But onto the start, finish straight they come. The checkered flag is waving. Cassiano tags the wall, but manages to hold on for the race victory over Eric Lancheras. David Gerard, the battle-scarred David Gerard in 4th spot. Nathan Maroney picks up 5th. Rodrigo Tostes and Hellberg had a great race. Those two battled it out. Rodrigo gains the upper hand, finishes 5th. Then we go to 6th for Leith Hellberg, 7th for Stephen O'Brien. Cassiano doing a burnout there. Back to Gabinski, Ed Snyder, and Todd Wakefield. Wow, what a race of attrition that turned out to be. What an absolute race of attrition. Let's take a look at the official results of the feature race just to wrap things up. We can't bring you up to date with the championship points. Cassiano took it out over Eric Lancheras, David Gerard, Nathan Maroney, Rodrigo Tostes, Leif Hellberg, Stephen Bryan, Sean Gabinski, Ed Snyder, Todd Wakefield, Michael Thiessen, Thomas Tucker, Michael Schmidt, and Robbie Wright. Got to be in it to win it? Well, you're not going to do it from 14th, Robbie. Love you anyway, brother. There it is. I hope you enjoyed the oval round. Oh, my goodness. Wasn't that absolutely crazy? Let's go back just before we wrap things up. Let's go back. We'll have a look at a couple of the crashes. There's Thomas. He had an issue out there on track. Todd Wakefield's crash. Let's just rewind that a touch and see the dramas he got himself into as he tried to avoid. I don't know. I didn't see him touch anyone. Just had an off track by the looks of things. Ed Schneider, we saw, that was his spin. He spun on his own there. We just caught the end of it. It went a lot further back. Oh, huge, huge dramas. The Todd Wakefield spin. Let's just go back and catch that. Turns the car in, loses the rear, and then bang. Oh, what a race. We'll go further back. Robbie Wright's crash. Robbie Wright was in behind the race leader, Chris Cassiano, and then there was a car in the front of the track in front of him. Absolutely nothing he could do. Schmidt goes right into the back of Thomas. Here's what happened with Thomas. Here's what caused it all. Just loops it round on his own, and that caused absolute anarchy. Had a torrid race, did our Thomas. Unfortunately for him, there was the crash further back in the pack. Michael Schmidt, as these guys fight out on track. Yeah, just small contact, and it's on for young and old. Wow, what a race. Very difficult to keep up with that one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. A message from David Gerard before we go.
Hi, David here. I just wanted to say, if you're watching Grant Boyd in Racing and wanted to see the driver's eye view for some of his commentaries, then hop along to my channel, BitBits. Definitely in the battle here, aren't we?
0.77.
And you can see all the mistakes and all the issues that Grant keeps picking me up on. Grant Boyden is the best commentator I know. I only know one commentator.
Thanks very much. It always makes me giggle when he says that. Great man. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll look forward to catching up with you next time. Sorry it was such a difficult race to keep track of from the angles that we had. Tried to give you as much vision as we could. And, yeah, turned out to be action-packed. We'll look forward to catching up with you next week.